Hey guys, how's it going? Last time we completed the depths and made the little connection that we missed going backwards through Blighttown into Blighttown. Actually, let's take a look at the Blighttown key, just see if it has anything new to say about Blighttown. Blighttown. So, from the depths of the Undead Burg, swallowed by the gaping dragon, so this key is actually eaten by that dragon. As its name suggests, Blighttown is a place of great pestilence. Even the polluted inhabitants of the depths are aware of its dangers and built this mighty door in hopes that they could remain safely separated. So, there you go. So even the people in the depths don't want anything to do with Blighttown. Kind of speaks to Blighttown and its dangers, so. Alright, well, let's take what we've gotten and level up a few times. I want to get that faith up a little further too. Honestly, I don't know where I want to head with this character. It's still early to say. I don't know if that's accurate. It's maybe not early to say, but we've put in enough stuff around, mixed our stats up a little bit that yeah, we should probably see an idea formulating soon. And we really are going for a strength faith build for a very specific reason that hopefully we'll be seeing in this episode. So now that we spent our majority of our souls, actually I wouldn't mind organizing some of our stuff here. Okay guys, sorry about that. I was just taking a look at all of our stuff, putting away some stuff, taking out some stuff, etc. I never showed off the gargoyle tail axe, so let's just do a little showcase of that really quickly. If I can wield it, I don't know if I can. No, we need more decks, actually. Well, let's at least read it. So the sliced tail of the gargoyle guarding the Bell of Awakening in the Undead Church, or patrolling in Londo. So these guys actually show up in Londo as well, in addition to the Undead Church. Can be used as a bronze battle axe, bends dramatically during large attacks, owing to its nature as a tail. So we can't really wield it properly. It shows up these stats. I don't know if that's like a resistance thing building when those show up, but it's weird. So yeah. We can at least look at the moveset of it. You can see here, its strong attacks actually bend the tail itself. So, it's a funny weapon in that way. It's got some neat things going for it. But yeah, just kind of the normal light attack, and then the heavy attack, it bends, which is it's quite interesting. It's a neat weapon. But yeah, and then the Dragon King Great Axe, this thing takes 50 strength. Which we are actually, I believe, accumulating up to, or at least hopefully we'll be able to at some point during this playthrough. So this axe, one of the rare dragon weapons, is formed by the tail of the gaping dragon, a distant deformed descendant of the everlasting dragons. The axe is imbued with a mystical power to be released when held with both hands. So that tells us a little bit about the gaping dragon. He's not a dragon in the true sense, but sort of a cousin, I guess. So you see, it's a little heavy. We can't quite wield it properly, not even two-handed. So not much to be said about its moveset right now. Just because we can't do anything with its moveset. But, let's make our trip back to Firelink. I'm gonna cut out most of the travel time, so. Okay, well, we're out of the depths. I pretty much just rushed past everybody, including that archer now. And we're gonna head right through into the sewers. Let's talk to the moss lady real quick.
Oh, hello, dearie. You left me high and dry for a while there. I thought maybe you'd forgotten about me. Are you back for more of my mess then? Plenty of it here, freshly peeled, just for you.
Oh, that's very sweet of you.
Our forage boss. In the lower areas of this town, you'll find all kinds of poison and pestilence. You can't travel stone's toss without some trusty nurse. Make sure you take plenty with you.
She doesn't make a bad point.
Tell me honestly. You think I've got to
She already said this, I'm pretty sure.
I can see you trust a batch of moss over.
Yes. Oh. Sorry guys, my phone alarm just went off.
Tell me honestly.
Okay, so that's all she has to say. Still same stuff. I don't really want to buy any of this. I'll buy one charcoal pine resin, just so we have one. And then, you know, she's got the fire arrows. We'll just buy a variety pack, you know, see how we like them. So yeah, there's plenty of different types of arrows in this game. Arrows and bolts. So the fire arrows, the poison arrows. Poison arrows are good if you want to build up poison, just kind of stay back. Pretty decent idea for an archer build, because I've seen people do this game just straight up bow and arrows and nothing else, and it's impressive. You really do have to invest in your in making sure you have plenty of ammo for boss fights and that sort of thing. But it's a neat play style. I've never tried it myself, but it's cool stuff.
Much obliged. I think I like you.
Okay, I'm leaving. So we're gonna head straight through the sewers. Or I guess this, I don't know what you would call this, aqueducts, or it kind of filters water out of the Undead Burg, so. Off to where, I don't know exactly. Somewhere that isn't Undead Burg. Or at least maybe somewhere further down. Maybe another part of the depths somewhere far away. Out of reach of our current path. So we'll take care of all these guys. Something I really love about these games is almost any humanoid enemy that you find. Oh, there's Domhnall. Yeah, he moved before we could meet him in Blighttown. But yeah, any enemy that's sort of humanoid, or even sometimes not. Sometimes you can get special pieces of armor from certain boss creatures, or just sort of strange objects, enemies, etc. You can get their armor sets, like these guys, the soldiers and the knights. Or, I don't know, the soldiers and the, I don't have a piece of their armor really to distinguish. But there's two different guys. You've got, you know, the ones who actually have the Hollow Knight shields going on. I think they're knights of some accord. But you can get their armor sets. You can get their armor sets. You can get Domhnall's armor set. You can get a lot of people's armor sets. The Channeler armor set. Like, if you see it on somebody else, they're wearing it, there's a chance that you can wear it yourself. And that's something I really like about these games is, you know, anything you see being used by someone else, there's a decent chance you might be able to use it too, and in a similar capacity, so.
Aye, Shemai, and good day to you. I'm Domhnall of Xena. I'm just, well, a peddler of sorts. I adore trinkets and oddities, so I trade for them.
So he's a bit of a quick talker. This guy is a merchant, and, Domhnall of Xena. I don't know the exact pronunciation, but yeah, he gives us the joy gesture. One of my favorite gestures. I like this one a lot. Something interesting about his mask, this piece of headwear he has, I believe it's based on a king's actual, like, piece of headwear, an actual helm. I don't recall the exact name of it. It might have been, like, King... I don't want to say Arthur. It might have been like Arthur the Seventh or some descendant or something, but it was sort of like it was a bit of like a jesterly, like sort of foolish helmet. It was worn as entertainment or some kind of thing. But it is on display, I think, in a museum somewhere, and I think it inspired this helmet, especially the sort of glasses sticking out on front of it. That's a very direct sort of look that was carried over from that helmet. It's got the exact same thing going on, and the horns as well.
I'm afraid I don't see anything here.
Don't see anything here?
I'm afraid I don't see anything here.
Well, he doesn't have much to talk to us about, I suppose. He's got some gold pine resin. He has the master key. Since we already own our own master key, we can't buy it, but its own universal key opens any basic lock. Unfortunately, there's not that many basic locks. There's a lot of them you really have to find the proper key for yourself. But early game, there's at least a couple that give you some nice opportunities, like that Blighttown shortcut, or skip to Blighttown. So right here you see the weapons he sells us are the crystal straight sword, great sword, and shield. Don't buy these. They're more expensive than they're worth, and you can actually get, I think, each of them as drops from enemies later on in the game. It's much later, but they are very nicely damaging weapons, but their downfall is, I believe, the fact that you can't repair them. I'm pretty damn sure once they're broken, they're just broken. So yeah, don't buy into these. They're not quite so worthwhile as they might seem. So right here we've got a set he can sell to us. Ludicrously expensive. Every armor set that Domhnall sells is pretty damn expensive. They're really nice though. This set maybe not so much. At least the helmet I think is cool, but he sells boss armor essentially. We haven't fought enough bosses that are like humanoid and wear armor for us to wear their armor, but we'll be coming across that quite soon. Soon enough anyways. So a strange helm from the ancient land of Xena, birthplace of the curious dealer Domhnall. The two horns are believed to symbolize wisdom. And strange armor, blah blah blah. The many metals are believed to symbolize glory. The gold bracelets symbolize a vanquisher. And the inlaid silver rings symbolize an explorer. So he's saying a lot of different things about himself, I guess, wearing this armor. So he really doesn't have anything to tell us. Let's buy 1 gold pine resin.
Well, I'm certain we will make a good trade eventually, so I am willing to share some tips. If you see kindling in the catacombs, use divine weapons. That will repel the reassembling skeletons.
Aha, so some very direct advice there. Domhnall is definitely a businessman. He's not really gonna talk to you unless you've got some souls to give him, but he's not a bad guy, I don't think. I mean, maybe he is. It seems every time you kill a boss, he just forges off their armor and then sells it back to you for a ludicrous price, so maybe not the best guy, but he's at least friendly up front.
Well, I'm certain we will make a good trade eventually, so I am willing to share some tips. The cursed ghosts of New Londo are formidable foes. To face them, you will require special arms, or a cursed body. The quickest way to be cursed? Try the bug-eyed lizards in the sewer. Desperate measures, to be sure.
So he's talking about the basilisks we saw last episode in the depths, and yes, very desperate measures. Something I didn't mention about the curse status, aside from petrifying you in place, and I'm sure people are going to be bringing this up that I didn't talk about it last episode, but in addition to that, you also get cursed. It's essentially you're permanently in undead hollowed form, so I don't think you can restore your humanity in this form while you're cursed. In addition to that, you permanently have your health halved, or either cut in half or 75%. Either way, you get a maximum health reduction, and that's quite a nasty status effect. The benefit of this, it's a small benefit, but it allows you to attack the ghosts of New Londo. Very specific thing to go doing that for. It's really better to just use a transient curse, because you get plenty of those from New Londo itself. But anyways, yeah, the nice thing about Domhnall is that he's at least very direct in his advice. He doesn't beat around the bush, and he's not vague about it, so.
You are a fine trading partner. Rumor it may be, but I have heard of a surviving ancient dragon who resides in this land. A coterie of undead serves the dragon, as they train to become dragons themselves. Sounds unlikely, but you never know, do you?
It's very curious. A bit of a reference to what sounds like what might be a cult of undead trying to become dragons, or a covenant, if you will.
I'm afraid I don't see anything here.
So he doesn't have anything else to talk to us about.
Thank you. That was a fine trade. I have this funny feeling we'll meet again soon. And we'll make another fine trade, of course.
Of course. So, anything else?
Aye, Shemai. I didn't expect to meet anybody here. I suppose great minds think alike, eh? I'm afraid I don't see anything here.
Okay, well, that's all he's got to say. If we don't buy anything...
Well, that is a shame then. But no matter. No, not to worry. Come back again. I'm always available. Not every trade was meant to be. There'll be more in store for us. Someday. Sometime.
See, I do like Domhnall. He's a friendly guy. He's a friendly businessman. He's a good merchant, but he's a better friend. he's a better advice dump as long as you buy 1 gold pine resin. Oh, and here we see Griggs of Vinheim, back from the lower Undead Burg after we rescued him.
Oh, hello. I regret meeting you under such compromising circumstances. At least we both made it back unscathed. Incidentally, would you care to learn any sorceries? You're clearly talented, and besides, I owe you. Of course, we will require some materials, but I'm happy to teach you some elementary spells. Are you interested?
Definitely.
Splendid. Very well. I am pleased to have a chance to give something back. Well then, let's get started straight away.
Okay, so Griggs sells us sorceries. He's really the first vendor of, you know, a significant deal of sorceries. So if you're going for the magic casting route, this guy is vital for you to save, because otherwise you're just kind of stuck with pretty basic stuff going out for the first part of the game. But yeah, magic weapon's nice for a spell sword build. Never found too much of a use for magic shield. I mean, it increases your defense values, but only so much. And then oral decoy is nice. That's actually a, I think, an equivalent of a Demon Souls sorcery called Demon's Prank, or something like that. It just kind of, you cast it at a wall or a floor somewhere, and it makes a decoy noise. Like in Demon Souls, it was a laugh. I think it might be the same thing here. Actually, you know, let's just buy it. We've got the catalyst for it, and we have 10 intelligence, so we can use it as we are now. But that's actually something funny, is that if you have less than 10 intelligence, I think he won't even sell you anything. Like, he'll tell you you're too dumb, essentially, to learn sorceries. But the other stuff he has to sell here are 2 very expensive rings, the Bellowing Dragon Crest Ring and the Lingering Dragon Crest Ring. So, special rings granted to only the most accomplished sorcerers at Vinheim Dragon School. The ring is engraved with an everlasting dragon and boosts the strength of sorceries. And the ring is engraved with a lingering dragon and boosts the length of the effects of sorceries. So, different effects, both useful in their own ways. Sort of a subtle usefulness, but they're nice to have if you're going that route.
Have you heard of Big Hat Logan? Master Logan is a great sorcerer and my teacher. Both of us came to this land as undead. But one day he departed, leaving only a note. I suppose he wished to keep me out of harm's way. But where does that leave me? I have dedicated myself to sorcery, but Master Logan could find no use for me.
So Griggs is pretty glum. He looks up to this Big Hat Logan guy, and Master Logan, he wants to learn sorceries from him, but it doesn't seem like Big Hat particularly cares for Griggs, or at least our impression from Griggs is that.
Yes. The note that Master Logan left. It only said he would travel to Londo by way of Sen's fortress. I can only guess that he seeks the regal archives. For Master Logan is a tireless pursuer of wisdom. Wisdom trumps all. Everything else is hogwash. When the curse turned him undead, I'm certain that he only felt it was the perfect chance to visit this land. I only wish that I had his courage.
So Big Hat's kind of recluse, and he definitely has his own motives. He brought his apprentice Griggs here to Lord Ran in his quest, but it seems like he's sort of consumed by his own motives, his ulterior motives. Doesn't care about Griggs. Griggs got captured, and Big Hat just kept on going. We'll be meeting Big Hat before long.
2 things are required for sorcery. First, you must equip a wand. Second, you must attune a sorcery. Then you will be ready to fire away. Oh, and don't forget to aim.
Haha.
2 things are required.
So that's all that Griggs will tell us about for now.
All right. That'll do it. That should help you on your journey. May we meet again.
Yep, he's meek, but he's nice. I like Griggs. I like everybody in this game. Everybody's pretty likable, for the most part, except for Lautrec. He's a dick.
Did you see them? The 3 young clerics headed for the catacombs to seek kindling. Kindling is the art of feeding bonfires. The poor young girl sent down into a tomb. What a terrible mission she is burdened with.
He's talking about Lady Rhea there. It's kind of interesting, actually. We haven't spoken with them yet. I hope they didn't already head down to the catacombs, but if they did, again, it'll just be more for the backup character to do, if he hasn't already.
Oh, hello. Well, you certainly are keeping at it. Myself, I'm fine. Let's get started straight away. 2 things are...
Okay, well, that's all he has to say for now, so...
Goodbye, then. Do stay safe.
You too, Griggs. So that's enough for Griggs. Ah, there they are. Good, it's about time. So we won't have to show that off in a separate video. But here are... Oh, God. What are your names? Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Hmm?
This guy's my favorite.
Hmm? Hmm?
He says more, well, he doesn't say more, but he has more strange guttural noises that he makes, and I think he's hilarious.
Hmm? What have we here? You look awfully raggedy. Times are grim. The least you can do is look sharp. Don't you dare meet my lady like that. You might scare her off for good.
Alright, so this guy's a little,
Oh, you again. What business have you? I don't suppose we can help, though. We accompany my lady on her righteous mission. It is quite a chore, but I'm stuck with her. And Nico, too. I can't very well abandon them now.
So this is Nico. Beautiful guy.
Hmm?
Hmm.
Oh, I don't suppose we can help. We accompany my... It is quite a chore. I can't very...
Yep. So that's all they have to say. Let's see what Petrus has to say about the arrival of his companions.
Oh, hello. My guests have finally arrived. I will be departing with them shortly. So, I'm afraid I will be saying goodbye soon. It was a pleasure.
So he's leaving soon.
Oh, hello. Miracles, I presume? Yes, I know.
So if we're wanting to get miracles... And by the way, we don't actually have to be in his covenant anymore to buy miracles, so that's nice. Yeah, he offers us some last-minute miracles before he heads down into the catacombs with his party here.
Rhea is the youngest daughter of the good house of Thurland. Those young knights are her old schoolmates, but I'm not sure what to make of them. I'm afraid they may be a bad influence. Rhea is the youngest...
That's all he has to say about that.
Come again. The effective...
Yep. So let's talk to Lady Rhea herself.
You are undead as well? Then we've no time to fraternize. I have my mission and you no doubt have yours. We must not let this curse overcome us.
So Rhea's very focused on her undead mission to seek the rite of kindling.
Did I not explain the urgency of our tasks? Or are you so uncouth as to lack such judgment? By the looks of you, I should think not.
Is it the egg? Is everybody treating me this way because the egg? Because, I mean, look, I know it's tough to speak to somebody with an egg for a head, but I'm trying to deal with it. I'm trying to show it off and then deal with it. Give me a break.
Did I not explain the urgency of our tasks? Or are you so by the looks of you?
Okay, well, that's all she's gonna say to us for now. I think they say different things if we aren't either hollowed or have an egg on our head, but, well, yeah. And Laurentius. This is just gonna be a talking to people episode. I might go down to the first, section of not Blighttown, the catacombs. But, yeah, we're probably gonna get to the next bonfire and just end it off, because this is just gonna take way too long with all the dialogue we're going through.
Well, I see you made it out. Yeah, I made it out safely too. I have my pyromancy of the Great Swamp, so I can usually manage with a bit of care. Oh yeah, by the way, I can share my spells with you. I think you have a knack for it. All you need are the materials. I'll be pleased to help you. Unless you find the magic's unsavory.
So Laurentius is offering to teach us his pyromancies, unless we find it unsavory. You want to answer no here. That can be a little confusing, but...
Yeah, wonderful. I'm sure that, they'll be of some use, some assistance. Here, first take this.
Get the pyromancy flame, nice.
A flame from the Great Swamp. Now you're a fully fledged pyromancer. Why, let's get started right now.
I love how enthusiastic he is about that. He's just... You can tell how happy he is to have somebody to share his pyromancies with. And you learn that pyromancy, or pyromancers, are not very highly thought of in this world, so you can sort of understand that sentiment. So here we see some basic pyromancies we can get from him. Iron Flesh used to be a really big one, but it got nerfed hard. Basically, it makes you very slow, but it makes you very, very resistant to damage, or at least it used to. I think they took down the amount of resistance to physical damage it had, so now it's not quite so useful, but we'll just take a look at some of these descriptions. So, Pyromancy, which improves upon Fireball, which is just the basic Pyromancy, the essential Hurl Fire Orb right here. So, the Flaming Fire Orb explodes upon impact, causing fire, splash damage, and a spectacle, which seems to symbolize the strength of the fire-manipulating Pyromancers. Then we have Combustion, a nice quick one. Create powerful flame in hand, one of the most basic pyromancies. For this very reason, the flame thus created is fierce. Pyromancy of Carmina for Iron Flesh, who harness the power of flame to actualize the inner self. Iron Flesh boosts defense and resilience. Use of this pyromancy requires caution, as the caster becomes exceedingly heavy and unable to move freely. So yeah, if you try rolling with Iron Flesh on, I think it essentially has the same effect as when we were in the swamp without the iron ring on. You just kind of lurch to one side, and it's very slow, and the recovery is pretty bad. So, not great for evasive maneuvers. If you're wearing light armor, probably not the best option. If you're tanking, then maybe a little better. And here we have Flash Sweat, another pyromancy of Carmina. Intense sweating reduces flame damage. So Carmina, the most accomplished pupil of Salaman, the master pyromancer, pioneered new directions for the art of pyromancy. Salaman is an interesting one. I don't recall this exactly, so if I'm getting this wrong, please forgive me. But the Ceaseless Discharge, who we fought a couple episodes ago, he is very directly tied with the Sisters of Chaos, the Chaos Witches. And so you've got Quelaag, the Fair Lady. You've got this... We had a slight mention of Quelana, who is also one of the sisters. She's actually one of the few that retained her human form. And Ceaseless Discharge was actually once a human himself. Either, I don't know if he was a brother or some affiliate of the Chaos Witches. But... yeah, I think Salaman might be, is what I'm trying to say, is he might be Ceaseless Discharge, but I could also be completely mistaken. And then we just have simple Fireball. So yeah, effective against corporeal beasts and undead, who by nature fear flame. So that's about all we got for those. A lot of descriptions to read. Let's see what Laurentius himself has to say about pyromancy.
Pyromancy is the art of casting fire. Produce flame, then channel it, just as our ancestors did. A pyromancer must be in tune with nature herself. My home, the Great Swamp, is an abundant store of nature. You will understand one day. It only takes time.
Yeah, I love that. I would love to have Laurentius teach me pyromancy. Like, dude seems like a great teacher, just very humble, respectable guy. You know, he knows his craft well, and he wants to pass it on, and he's friendly too. I mean, like, what kind of rare combination is that?
Pyromancy has a, well, rather primitive aspect to it. It meshes poorly with advanced culture, and pyromancers are considered rather unsavoury, which is fine, as I never got along with anybody anyway. So, for me, turning undead didn't change a thing.
He's a little ashamed that pyromancy isn't seen very well, but it seems like nobody was ever very friendly with him anyway as a pyromancer of the Great Swamp, so turning undead, not that big of a deal. Looks at it with a little bit of humor.
A pyromancer's flame is a part of his own body. The flame develops right along with his skill. When I gave you that flame, I gave you a part of myself. Please take good care of it.
And that I just one of my favorite pieces of dialogue in the game. And somebody else rowing the Bell of Awakening.
The pyromancer's flame is a part of his own body. The flame develops right along with his skill. When I gave you that flame, I gave you a part of myself. Please take good care of it.
So, we'll take very good care of that flame.
Goodbye then. Be safe, friend. Don't you dare go hollow.
Don't you dare go hollow. So, anything else?
Oh, hello there. I'm pleased to see you safe. As always, if you provide the materials, I can teach you pyromancy. Goodbye then. Be safe, friend.
Yep. So that's all we've got from those 3 parties, I guess. So we've got our miracles in one corner, we've got our sorceries in the other, and we've got our pyromancer right there. And strangely enough, seems we're missing a party here. So, you know, the Crestfallen Knight mentioned that he wasn't very happy about the stench being caused by Frompt's awakening. So, you're saying maybe it was time he did something about it. And, well, it seems he might have done something about it. Take a close look at his face. He's gone hollow. Oops. Maybe that's why he's crestfallen. That was bad. I'm sorry. Oh, poor guy. Well, that's the end of him. We have, I mean, I think it's clear we have nothing more really to do with the Crestfallen Knight. It's really a shame. If you don't talk to him, he actually never leaves Firelink, so honestly the best way to save him is just don't encourage him. Don't encourage him to follow through and do something about Frompt and go down here and go hollow. Oh god. It's sad.
Hey, hang on. Is that an ember? Oh, I'm sorry. We of Vinheim don't deal in shoddy embers like that.
Wow.
Perhaps you should try an old smith out in the country.
It's a little insulting. So he was talking about our large ember. We have to give that to Andre, and I'll probably do that this episode. But, what a dick. An old blacksmith out in the country. Wow. Whoa, man.
Oh, Big Hat. Of course I've heard of him. Who hasn't in Vinheim? He was a royal member of Dragon School until he turned undead. I hear he was quite the character. Only that was 100 years ago. What interest have you in the old eccentric now?
So Griggs has told us about old Big Hat, and now Rickert is also saying he's familiar with the guy, that he was a royal of the Dragon School until he turned undead, and we can assume was kicked out.
Sorcery? Don't ask me how it actually works. We only fiddle and forge until it works itself in. That's how we do it in Vinheim, at least. We prefer to leave the theorizing to those uppity scholars.
Scholars.
What is it? There's nothing to talk about. We're both cursed, undead. But
So that's about all he has to say. Nothing new, really, in the way of most of our stuff. He could make us a magic mace, if we wanted one, with the green Titanite shard, but I'm not a big fan of the magic enchantment, so I'm gonna
goodbye
not do
then.
that.
Keep your head on it. You really helped break the monotony.
I'll keep my head on. I haven't had my normal head for, feels like forever. Also something of interest that he mentioned. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Actually, well, let me check here. I'm thinking we might be able to find an armor set. No, I'm wrong. Sorry. No armor set for us. But yeah, he said that Big Hat was a royal of the Dragon School 100 years ago. So we can assume Big Hat's very old, 1, and 2, I'm guessing, I don't know, maybe it's from the Curse of the Undead he has immortality, or maybe humans Or... yeah, the undead... no, humans have a longer lifespan in the world of Dark Souls. Who knows? I don't know for sure. I don't think there's any particular mention of aging or anything like that. It could mean he was undead for a while before they found him out, you know. I don't know. There is of course, the dark sign which marks all undead, so they probably would have found out from that, but yeah. Those branded with it are reborn after death, but will one day lose their mind and go hollow. So I don't know, maybe old Big Hat's gone a long time without hollowing. But either way. Okay, is there anything else we needed to do? I think that's about it for Firelink Shrine. Hell of a long time for it, but yeah, let's head back to Blacksmith Andre. Let me check how long we've been recording for, because I don't want to go too far here. Been recording for, oh god. Alright, this might just be a straight up lore episode. It's a wee bit on the long side, so yeah. Might be smartest. Maybe we'll end off this episode, I'll just upgrade my stuff, and we'll call it there before we trek into the catacombs. Catacombs? I don't know. Is either pronunciation okay? I think it is. It gets the idea across, you know what I'm talking about. Big place, underground, dead people. And that ties into why we're heading back to Andre. Remember how he has Divine Ember, and Domhnall was talking about if we have a divine weapon, then we can kill skeletons for good so they don't reassemble themselves.
Ah, why, that's a fine ember you have there. I could smith some mighty weapons with one of those. Why not lend it to me?
I love how sensual he is about that. I could craft some mighty fine weapons with those. So yeah, we'll give him a large ember.
Magnificent! You won't be disappointed. I can hardly wait to get started.
Alright. So now, with that large ember, we can actually ascend our mace beyond +5. We can get to the next sort of set of upgrades, which is good. I think it's about time we got to that. Things been a little on the weak side lately, especially how long it took to kill the gaping dragon. So let's get it up to +8. We don't have enough large titanite shards to go any further than that. But something I do want to do, I'm probably going to need more than that, but I want to take our Morning Star. Morning Star is important because, or no, you know what? No, let's not. Let's, I always use the Morning Star for this, but I think it might actually be a little cooler if we use the club, Reinforced Club. Let's do the Reinforced Club. I think that'll be interesting. I've never actually used this thing, so it'll be a different experience for me. And we just gotta buy... we gotta buy quite a few more.
Don't get yourself killed. Neither of us want to see you go hollow.
Okay. Let's use some of the pocket souls that we've got going on here. Some souls of the Proud Knight. That'll get us a handful of goodies. And hopefully, almost guaranteed that'll be enough. So, one more to be safe. And then let's, oops, sorry. Stumbling through all these menus here. So let's get this thing up to +5. That's good. And then let's ascend it. And we're not going to ascend it along the normal path. We're going to ascend it to be a divine Reinforced Club. Don't need to do anything more than that. We use our green titanite shards, so we can't actually upgrade any further anyways. Because we're going to need more green titanite shards if we want to continue with that. But we got a divine weapon, so that's good. It's good to have.
I know little of the dark.
Still nothing new to say on his part, but that's alright. Let's buy one more of these just to have them stocked up. And, yeah. I guess just to establish this, let's take a look at where Siegmeyer used to be. You can see clearly from ringing both bells of awakening, we've opened the way to Sen's fortress. I'm not going to go in quite yet, but we will be heading here. This is the way to proceed forward in the main plot. But yeah, he's gone off of his little porch here. Porch, whatever. It's kind of both. He was perched there for quite a while, and it was sort of the porch of Sen's fortress. I don't know if that's the proper way to put it, but... Okay. So I think we're more or less ready to head into the catacombs. So next episode, we will do just that. Thank you for watching, everybody, and I don't know, hopefully we'll get rid of this egghead soon. Ooh, egghead. Oh, baby egghead. Bye-bye.